Hi, I'm Tony Simmons coming to you from St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm the executive director of the High School for Recording Arts. So, High School for Recording Arts was created to meet a need in the community. In 1998, our founder, David T.C. Ellis, had a recording studio after a successful career with the legend Prince. Over time, young people would show up to his studio hungry to learn about the music business and how to distribute their music. But David realized soon that none of them were in school. He would ask them why they weren't in school, and they would say that school was boring or that they had been kicked out. Yet David recognized that these young people had passion and drive to learn. And he thought about his own situation when he was in school and he had been kicked out of multiple schools. And at that point, he realized he needed to do something. And that's how the High School for Recording Arts was created.
HSRA is a different type of. That's not even like school. That's like a third home. Like they got classes and all that where you could work on everything and do all that. But it's like they move at your pace, and that's what I like about that school. Like you don't have to rush it. You don't have to move too slow. So, like, I start taking my whole life serious. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep playing. I'm not gonna be in the streets and die and be a legend, a dead legend. No, I want to be alive and live my legacy through I'm 90 something, maybe even 100. It made me think about everything, like your career. Like, is you gonna play with this music and make all these songs for no reason, or is you gonna let me guide you and help you and actually go somewhere? I want to be somewhere. I thank him every day for that. Like, I needed that.
What I like about this school is that they see it, like they understand it certain ways. Like they can't approach every student the same because they're different people. They see their individuality. A lot of other schools don't see that. They see it as one group. They don't see it as many different diverse individuals who have different cultural or emotional and spiritual or ethnic backgrounds. You feel me? They try to treat you all like workers. You do this or you fail, and they teach you to fear failure instead of accepting and embracing it. Because I feel like failure is like the doorstep to success.
High School for Recording Arts serves some of the brightest and most creative young people anywhere. Yet we do know also that these young people have had difficult life circumstances that has led to traditional school systems not being able to best serve them. Because of that, we have incorporated four values and four pillars that are essential to us engaging these young people at a high level. Our four values are family, respect, community, and education, because we believe that values are an essential part of engaging young people and having them feel a connection not only to the school, but to what they are learning and the world. Also, we apply four pillars, and those pillars are really the step by step approach we take to making sure that our young people get all that they need, experience all that they can to be the best people that they can be to transform and serve their community. So, our first pillar is that we are asset based, and that is that we believe in the genius and the brilliance of every young person. We lead with that. Then we recognize that all of our young people, just like we all do, need holistic supports. So we provide wraparound services so that they can reach their potential. Next, we apply innovative learning practices. We believe that young people deserve to be in spaces where they can learn in ways that are just natural and authentic to learning. We have project based learning, experiential learning. We have state of the art recording studios. We do all that we can to create a dynamic learning environment for our students. And last and certainly not least, we do all of this with a social justice lens. We recognize that learning without a cause and a purpose is virtually meaningless. We want our young people to know that from their learning, not only can they better themselves to take care of themselves and their families, but that they can also transform their community by understanding the conditions in which they live in, the forces that sustain inequitable systems, and how they can transform them.
They just care a lot more, and they know how to show it, and they can relate to a lot of students. And then the way that they teach, like stuff like, never in like 1,000 years would I think I would be learning science through making music videos and, you know, going on trips, or learning math through cooking, you know, or like just like in an amount of field trips that they go on. I never thought I would ever learn, you know, the business aspect beyond, you know, music, or how to produce, or how to, you know, I probably wouldn't know what a double entendre is, like, you know, those type of things, you know, or like what a real metaphor was, like those type of things. Like I just, you know, I probably, and I'm, you know, I'm glad and I'm blessed that I got to learn those things and have those experiences and build those relationships that I have with teachers. Yeah, and so I would just say that Studio 4 would be my ideal.
Today I'm going to give you a little insight into the classroom that I have and the design that I've set up to be a student-paced classroom that really focuses on student empowerment, student self-assessment, and a strong curriculum base that students can then use to develop their own projects. I've been teaching here for 10 years. I'm in my 11th year now. And I really found that for a number of reasons, we have students who cannot be here every day. They're maybe experiencing homelessness. They may be working to provide for themselves or their family. They may have children. They may be helping siblings. They may be involved in the criminal justice system. It's made it hard for the students to get to school every day. So my goal has been to redesign to make a student-paced classroom that offers a high level of rigor for our students, but also focuses on the project components and competencies and science validations that I think are really important for our students to, transferable skills for my students to have. The redesign has really been focused on, again, providing a strong level of content knowledge that students can then build their projects off of. So when a student comes into my classroom, I assess right away, have they already had a little bit of biology? Are they brand new to biology? And we go from there. So some structures that I have in place, I've built everything out on Schoology for my students, including custom-made videos that the students are seeing me talk to them about whatever topic we might be focusing on. They have a checklist so they can see, they know what to expect. So it's very predictable, but it moves at their pace. So it's not based on me telling them. So it remains predictable, but flexible within that. And then the other thing they have to follow is a interactive notebook, interactive science notebook that I've set up a template for, so they can kind of see what to expect. So between these three systems, they're clear on what they need to do, but it's really set up that they pace through it. And so you'll get some insight into my classroom. You'll see me moving around, working individually with students. You'll see students at different phases of either content. They could be doing some labs. They may be doing some watching a Schoology video. They may be building out a piece of their interactive notebook. And then you'll also see points where students break off from the curriculum and go more project-based. And they will be focusing on either doing their own custom inquiry lab. They may be doing more of a science literacy-based project, or another validation area that we have is sense of place, which is really their connectedness to science. And so you may see some students doing project-based work, and you may also see students filling out their validations, which is really a rubric that I've established that is a very simple rubric that focuses on the skills that really encourages student feedback. So the student is doing their own self-assessment on how their project work or their content work has helped them to build up their science literacy, science inquiry skills, or sense of place skills. And the final thing you may see is students actually building out their Google portfolio sites. So when they have completed a unit of science, of biology, or have completed a project process, we encourage them to build their Google portfolio site, so everything is housed there. So enjoy.
Miss Renee got her class built up where we could work on individual things and come in whenever to work on whatever we're working on. Like she don't rush us to get it done, like we get it done every time we come to class and work on it. And I like it. It's a self-paced